Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are on the planet. Thank you so very much for joining us for this new edition of Wellness for All. Today, we are welcoming Tameka Wharton, Director of Tourism of the Antigua and Barbuda Tourism Authority. Welcome, Tameka.
Thank you, Jean-Guy.
It is such a pleasure to see you again. We saw each other last January during your famous Wellness Month. We
Oh,
are
yeah.
now back together to dive into the concept of wellness tourism and how it expresses itself in Antigua and Barbuda, the Twin Islands, but also to talk about the preparations that are going on the way and the team has been working relentlessly these past few months to really create something for wellness for all, for hotel and resorts guests, for staff, for community, and for nature. But before we dive into all of this, I'd like to ask you how you have seen wellness tourism as a trend really bloom in Antigua and Barbuda, because you are a world-class destination known for active living, honeymooners, so many sports events. How did you see and how do you measure the impact of wellness tourism in the Twin Islands?
Beautiful question, Jean-Guy. Thanks for looking at it that way. For us in Antigua and Barbuda, first off, the um, the government of Antigua and Barbuda identified that Antigua needed marketing a marketing department totally separate from the Ministry of Tourism, who really deals with our product. And so the Tourism Authority, which is the company that I am a part of as Director of Tourism in Canada, we assessed the destination. And in that assessment, we identified some of the unique selling propositions that could draw persons to us. And one of the four that were highlighted as top um, unique selling propositions was wellness. To our surprise, we realized that many things were within that space and aligned. However, we did not want to just go out and say to the world that yes, Antigua and Barbuda, we're now a wellness destination. Come on down. What we did is that we approached associations and companies like yourself, World Wellness Weekend. You have great access to the professionals within the space of wellness. And we also worked with the WTA, Wellness Tourism Association, led by Ann Diamond, and we invited them into the destination in 2019 to assess our readiness to promote Antigua and Barbuda as a wellness destination. And we combined the pillars of wellness, you would know what those are, and an audit was done of Antigua and Barbuda. And from there, we were given the green light that there are the different things that we need to continue to work on because wellness is a space that you keep building on. And then we also looked at what we do have, accessibility to nature, Antigua and Barbuda being a safe destination, accessibility to professionals within the space. And with that, we were able now to bring these professionals and different assets and facets that we have into one space, into community, and remind them and showcase them and highlight them. And now, as a part of our marketing initiatives as a tourism authority, we go forward telling persons within all of our source markets and globally working with companies like yourself that Antigua and Barbuda has readied ourselves to welcome persons who are seeking after wellness, whether they're starting, they're highly involved in wellness, or they just don't know what they want to do. But Antigua and Barbuda could be that grounding space that they could visit in order to find their own wellness. So what we have seen now is that our guests, our tourists, come together with the community, and especially after, let's take the what should not be named anymore, the COVID pandemic. The COVID pandemic, it really formed a lot of isolation. A lot of persons were secluded, locked off. But thankfully in Antigua, because of the accessibility to nature, and in Barbuda with a beach, pink sand beach that stretches 17 miles long, there's no excuse for persons to get out and still be socially distanced, right? Now we're hugging, we're coming together a little bit more. But hiking became a big thing in Antigua. Everybody wanted to get out and hike, get involved in the environment, get involved in the community. So now we're seeing a lot of hiking enthusiasts coming off of property because, as I said initially, Antigua, a pretty safe destination to get around and get involved. We are very loving and hospitable people by nature. So our guests are now leaving the property. They're coming out to our cooking classes. They're coming out to our hikes. They're coming out to our yogas on the beach and Tai Chi. They're just embracing our nature, visiting our most Instagrammable places like Shirley Heights and all of that. So yes, I don't want to bore you with how much I could go on to say about Antigua and Barbuda's tourism evolution in the space of wellness, but we are just we're just thankful that we have all of these different facets to offer to our guests who visit from across the world.
Tameka, rest assured you will never bore me when you mention Shirley Heights and you mention the 17-mile Ping Beach. It's all coming back to me now. It's something that I will never forget. Not only of course, the 365 beaches of the Twin Islands, almost one for each day, but also the hospitability of the people, the smile. And you usually say, or the promotion usually says, the beach is only the beginning. It's not just a sea and sun destination. It's about exploring the rich culture, the hikes. It's such a fantastic destination to explore all around. And speaking of the beach is only the beginning, there's also a very strong message that you are conveying: pure vibes only, pure vibes all year. And this gave the idea of pure wellness vibes also. So such a rich calendar of activity year-round, with sailing events, with cricket championships, and you have cricket nights, champions who have been knighted, the restaurant week a few months ago, the International Yoga Day, the carnival that everyone was able to see, so colorful, end of July and early August, and even your own wellness months. Please share with us some of the activities that you know, some of the resorts, some of the hotels, some of the touristic partners that you have will be putting together with your help, and also with Tricia Greenaway as the ambassador of Wellness Weekend in Antigua and Barbuda. What can people expect if they decide in the next 2 weeks before to book their flight and arrive and celebrate Wellness Weekend in Antigua and Barbuda?
The beauty about the Caribbean is that we don't necessarily like to fit in to whatever the box is that is being created for us. And because of that, we celebrate our wellness in the way that makes us well. And that's where you have the pure vibes. That's where we are celebrating our freedom from our emancipation through the celebration of Carnival that was just completed, where numerous people from across the world ventured into Antigua. But then we have orchestrated different activities that highlight our space as well. So now persons could actually come for a sip and paint night in the scenic parts of Antigua and Barbuda. They could enjoy not just being on a on just the beach, but they could enjoy our ice bath challenges that may happen on the said beach. But there's a lot for us to offer. And during the wellness World Wellness Weekend, one of the charges that I gave to the team, the wellness team, is that I want to be sure that wellness is for all on Antigua and Barbuda. And with that, the team went into the community and tried our best to find as much activities that the entire family can be engaged in. And with that, I'd like to highlight Barbuda.
Mm.
Barbuda will be doing so much over the weekend. They'll be doing a Barbuda Fusion Fitness Challenge. Um, they will be getting everybody from the community involved with a movie night, encouraging everyone to bring their healthy choice, um, food and fruits and vegetables and drinks out, and then we will provide the entertainment. There will also be, they will take to task to find a location within the capital of Barbuda to beautify. So across Antigua and Barbuda, we will be planting a tree for every beach. For our 365 beaches over the weekend, we will be planting 365 beaches. On Barbuda, they will be planting 20 of those trees as a representation of one per every 100 person on Barbuda. So there are just about 2,000 persons living on Barbuda, so they'll be planting 20 trees to celebrate World Wellness Weekend. On Antigua, we will be planting the balance of the 345 trees.
That's right. So technically, the island of Antigua, of Barbuda, with almost 2,000 people living around the year, so many more visiting from around the world, but 2,000 people living on the island, having them active, engaged, with a health check in the morning, with
Yeah.
fun activities in the afternoon, with a 6 o'clock um, um, movie, with the beautification of the island, because we are partnering with World Cleanup Day. So it's not just about
Yes.
cleaning up trash, it's also making beautiful and making room for life, as World Cleanup Day beautifully says. So technically, with almost every family involved, Barbuda will be the most active small island in the world.
That would be a dream come true, honestly, to have every family, at least one person engaged in any activity that's happening, because we're going to the schools in Barbuda as well. And every family pretty much has a child, and those who don't, they're coming out to the movie night. And then on the Sunday, what we're doing as well across Antigua and Barbuda is that we're taking the spiritual aspect into consideration, and we're inviting all of the churches and religious organizations to acknowledge that that weekend is World Wellness Weekend and share something with their community about their wellness, whether it is on a spiritual level or just on a natural level, celebrating and acknowledging their wellness on that Saturday for those who recognize their spiritual journey on a Saturday and those on a Sunday. The Tourism Authority, I just got off of the phone with the team. What we will be doing, we will be providing each visitor to the church, especially the elders, they like something to hold on to, a little bookmark so that they could keep that stacked in their Bibles or their hymnals about their own wellness. And
Oh
then
my
from
God.
there, we would have on the screens, because many churches have projectors, we would have more information there about World Wellness Weekend and for sure Wellness Month that comes up in January in
That
Antigua
is
and Barbuda.
that is so meaningful, and it's you cannot I cannot I'm usually very talkative and I'm kind of short of for words because this is a dream come true when an idea comes to mind. And John Lennon said, a dream you dream alone is just a dream, but a dream you dream together is reality. And the most beautiful present or element of I wouldn't say success. It's when an idea becomes something that a tourism board and a population really takes at heart to say, but this is how we live. So we'll just show you how we live, and we'll make sure that the word gets out, because this is who we are. Come and check for yourself. And this is beautiful. The fact that you say wellness, yes, wellness for the guests, of course, beautiful, amazing hotels, resorts. I have in mind, or maybe you would like to talk about Galley Bay and Curtain Buff, which are renovating themselves.
Yes, we have Green Globe certified properties on Antigua, and that is from the ultra luxury, all-inclusive experiences to a property as small as Lamb Lion, which is a bed and breakfast, who is Globe certified, right? So some of these properties, we'll take example of Curtain Bluff. Curtain Bluff, they decided, let's shut down for a little bit, let's renovate, let's have an actual location for wellness on property. Curtain Bluff has been one of our properties that really focuses on the community that it lives within. It supports with scholarships and all of that for the young people. I have a friend who is now a tennis pro because of Curtain Bluff, right? And that's years beyond years before even considering an accolade of being acknowledged in the space of wellness. So they have a number of tennis courts, many of our properties. We could take some of the elite island resorts properties into consideration. Antigua and Barbuda, pickleball is now a hot thing. Antigua has within the hotel space alone, we have over 16 pickleball courts at the resorts to choose from. Pineapple Resort and Veranda, between them may have about 8 of those resorts. So those pickleball courts, sorry. There's Blue Waters and there's Galley Bay. They have yoga studios and platforms for persons to gaze right into the sea. That means that's where we're saying the beach is just the beginning. You could start there, but there's so much more that evolves and embraces the fact that you could have your therapeutic beach dip, which I used to do. I now live in Canada, but every Friday I used to go to the beach and I just used to float my troubles away in the water. But now I have the best of both worlds. I enjoy Canada and I go back to Antigua as often as I possibly can. So yes, there's Jumbi Bay. There is the Veranda Resort where you could just hike around.
St.
There's
James Club,
Hermitage Bay.
yes,
Pardon?
St. James Club also.
St. James's Club, where you're playing tennis, and then the children are involved as well, doing some art. They're decorating, they're painting, they're getting their minds and their bodies and their thought process involved, which is something that is very high on the register for Antigua and Barbuda and the Tourism Authority, which would lead me to talking about one of the events that we will be doing over the weekend of World Wellness Weekend. Is on the Sunday, well, on the Saturday and the Sunday. We will be having an event, a social event for the children from 3 to 21 years of age. We're creating a safe space for them to come on out and enjoy games, but pretty much learn about coping mechanisms, because we understand that wellness starts here in the mental space. Once you're well in your mind and in your mental capacity, anything else is just a great possibility. So we're doing that, and then we're embracing one of our charities on Antigua, the Sunshine Home for Girls, where we're taking those girls and wrapping them in the arms of love over that weekend, taking care of them. Tricia, our wellness ambassador, will be taking them to Wellness Footprints to have a spa day.
Wow.
These are girls from the age of 10 through to 18, that they don't have a home to live in. And now we, as a tourism authority, we're taking responsibility as a good corporate citizen and working with our Keisha Schahaff and our wellness ambassador, Miss Greenaway, to get these girls in that frame of mind that they are loved, and giving them the tools beyond the week, to know that they can be great contributors to society. Yeah. Then on the Sunday, one of our artists, he has donated his time to do a paint day with them. We're going to have a paint and brunch with them. They're going to be painting some lovely scenery of Antigua. Then that may evoke in one of them a realization that they're actually passionate about art, right? So all of this is stemming out of World Wellness Weekend and out of your vision for what you want everybody to do across the world. But it's just that we do it differently. We don't necessarily do it like everybody else. So yeah, that's our wellness.
This is wonderful. And you did speak about Tricia Greenaway, ambassador of Wellness Weekend. You did mention also Keisha Schahaff,
Yeah.
who is born on the island and the first person to take her child, her daughter, into space.
Yes.
She last summer, not this one, but 2023, she was selected and she got a not one but two golden tickets by Virgin Galactic to be an astronaut and to
Yes.
fly and to see. And since then, she has been hosting retreats, coaching people. And
Yes.
on the World Wellness Weekend, there's a fantastic opportunity not just to go up close and personal with Keisha and to meet her and to hear her story of how she prepared to go to space and how it transformed each and every single day. But she will be also hosting
Meditation.
an event called the Higher Consciousness MAP, Manifesting All Possibilities. Definitely something I would have loved to attend in person with her in Antigua and Barbuda. I'm conscious of time, and I know you have a
Okay.
meeting right after, so I'd
Yes.
like to dig into another topic, because
What's
wellness for
that?
all, for clients and guests and visitors, of course. For community, you are definitely outstanding. So many other destinations doing it differently, but doing it wholeheartedly with almost the entire population of the island of Barbuda, and having such a strong impact and solidarity in Antigua. What about wellness for staff, wellness for hosts, associates? What are you doing, especially for your team, because they are the champions, encouraging your wellness partners on the island? They're promoting an amazing calendar of events. How about them? And how about the teams of the properties, wellness for staff?
Just 8 persons strong is our team, but we lucked out because we actually have our HR manager sitting on the wellness team, and he is very passionate about the fact that wellness begins with us. We are not just gonna tell about it, but we're gonna do about it. So working with our HR manager, Laurie, he has worked with Renee and the rest of the team to create an itinerary for us for that weekend. And we're going to actually extend our World Wellness Weekend because it's going to start for us on the Thursday with uh, uh, one of
Really?
our PhD doctors within the space
Wow.
of wellness. He's going to come in and have a wellness talk with our team about our triggers and our mind, and how we could, process those things. And then for sure, our team will rent. This is because we want to be a part. We want to get our hands dirty, and we're going to be helping to plant those 365 trees on the Friday. We're doing that with the schools. Yeah, we're rolling up these sleeves, pulling back the hair. We're going to be doing that with the businesses and the schools. So the school children are coming out to plant these trees with us as well, so that it's stuck in their minds that this is not just for you, this is for me. right? This is who we are. So the children and the businesses, they're coming out to help us plant these trees at the Kristen Valley area. That is in our green corridor. You could
Yes.
learn about more. I don't want to get into that right now, the green corridor, but that is a space where all the businesses, all the schools, they take stock of sustainability, right? So we're going to be planting those trees on the Saturday, and then we're going to have infiltrated through all of this. We have our wellness walks, our wellness hikes. We're going to have a steps challenge within the 39 of us globally. Globally, the
Wow.
company will be providing every team member with a vegan meal that day. And everybody will take pictures. They will share their stories about how, we'll just take some time to be together along that space. But because we are championing the cause of World Wellness Weekend for the Friday, the Saturday, and the Sunday, we have to be sure to get in our own little space, which is why we're doing something on the Thursday. But us embrace this is who we are. We never turn off, but we should sometimes. As a tourism authority, we always try to get involved. As you could see, we came up with Arts Week, which is happening in November. We came up with Restaurant Week, and there's Romance Month, there's Wellness Month in January, Romance Month in June. But it's just about, so there's that. And we will be rewarding the team as well for getting involved. All of the directors will see about making sure that their team is taking time. As a tourism authority across the year, we encourage persons to take their time off, to take their vacation days. We're gonna be more forceful, for want of a better word, of
Or
persons
what?
taking that time. So those are the things we're doing. Wellness is not just, and I know that you agree with us. It's not just these 3 days. It is a 365. 365 resonates strongly with us because we have 365 beaches. So anything that we do, we could do it 365 days of the year, 365 times. So that's us, 365.
I am so impressed because over the years and with World Wellness Weekend starting in 2017, we received um, the support of many government officials, sometimes mayors, and over 40 of them have sent support letters, ministers of health, of sports, of tourism in Cyprus, in Ireland, in Canada, recently in Uruguay with the Minister of Tourism saying that World Wellness Weekend is now recognized as an event of national interest for the country of Uruguay to promote wellness tourism in Uruguay. But you, Tameka, and your team with Renee, Maria, and all the others, you are taking it to another level. You are living and breathing it, and not just over 3 days or over a high season, or in this case for you, a low season, because World Wellness Weekend is not really your highest season. That's going to be January, February, and March when your wellness month and regatta and sailing starts again. But you are really, really taking it to another level. So that's absolutely remarkable. We have 60 last seconds, and I would like, after talking about wellness for all with guests and community and this whatever, all the things you're doing for your team as an inspiration and empowering them, what about wellness for you? What is wellness for you as the busy professional you are, always thinking, always imagining how you can outperform, outsmart yourself and with your team? You're always, you say, we should switch off sometimes. I know you love singing, and I know that when I think of you and when I think of the vision of Wellness Weekend, I hope one day we can sing together, "This Little Light of Mine, I'm Gonna Let It Shine." It's a
Why
beautiful,
not
beautiful.
now? This little light
Well,
of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Come on, where's the alto? Well, I know you're asking what is my wellness? My wellness is um it's still an outlook of seeing others happy. When I sing, when I express myself in music, I've done that in bars with men kicking back drinks and they're there just washed in tears, crying because the melody is healing them at the same time. But I've gone a step further in my own wellness, and I have been on a journey of certification. And ironically, over World Wellness Weekend, on the 18th of September, I will receive my certification as a life coach. And
Wow,
yes, yes, don't just tell about it, be about it, do about it. Love for me is an action
wonderful.
word. It's an action word. So I have burnt the midnight oil and I have stayed up from 9 to midnight um, for the last Mondays and Wednesdays of the last 6 months. And yeah, I can now help somebody, right? Somebody else in that space of wellness. So I'm not just director of tourism, I'm not just lead of the wellness pillar, but now I have put some skin in the game, and I'm now on my journey to being a life coach.
Tameka Wharton, I commend you for everything you do
Thank you.
for others, for yourself. I don't want to take you too long because I know you have other calls. And I would just like to remind people that you are not just a Wonder Woman of wellness because of the W in your last name, Wharton, but because you're finding ways to bring the victory of the mind and the victory of the body together. And when body and mind are together, we have this wellness sign, this W sign for World Wellness Weekend. Tameka, from the bottom of my heart, because I know that now there's a part of my heart that is still somewhere on the 17 miles of that beautiful pink beach in Barbuda and through the amazing hikes in Antigua. Thank you so very much for joining us today. Thank you so very much for being the lead with the wellness team that you have been for the past few months. And thank you,
Years.
Maria, and thank you, Renee, and all the others in the team, and Oren also helping with websites and
Yes.
everything. So thank you all. And I cannot wait to be back and to encourage every single one of you listening today, not to take my word or Tameka's word for it, but go out there in Antigua and Barbuda. Yes, come. And why choose? Why choose between Antigua and Barbuda when you can have both? No,
Yes.
absolutely. Absolutely.
15 minutes by plane, you're over to Barbuda and you're back. Come on. It's beautiful,
Absolutely.
Antigua and Barbuda. I love that place. It's home. It's my well place. It's my life.
Thank you for everything you do and everything that's about to be done. And see you soon. Thank you, Tameka.
Thank you, Jean-Guy. Thank you.